Ms. Jazik.
Thank you so much, Chair. And just to reorient the discussion and to remind all our witnesses, in fact, the study is to develop recommendations on how Canada can best promote pharmaceutical sovereignty. So to return to that subject, my first question is for Mr. Keon. Canada is responsible for direct health services for the armed forces, for Indigenous populations. Would you recommend perhaps that Canada look directly at Canadian manufacturers in terms of procurement for their pharmaceutical requirements for those particular responsibilities that the government has?
I think they should look to Canadian suppliers, absolutely. I think the procurement process should also look for reliability, sustainability, good cost, good value. So all of those things should be part of the contracts, yes.
Ms. Creighton, would you like to comment on possible procurement practices?
In fact, procurement policies are one of the 5 action plans that we have put together, and we have thought about this a lot. And we think there is great opportunity in Canada to support domestic producers through procurement. Between the federal and the provincial governments, governments in Canada spend over $18 billion a year reimbursing eligible Canadians under drug plans. As it stands today, none of that is directed to support Canadian producers. And yet the federal government has adopted, or is in the midst of adopting, Buy Canadian policy, which we certainly support. And one of the components of that is to direct federal purchases to Canadian suppliers. We are strongly in favor for that to include medicines, and through the programs that you mentioned, there is an opportunity through formulary management, even a portion of those current expenditures to give preference to Canadian-made medicines. And the most important part of that is it would not cost any additional money because those expenditures are already being made, and this would be a matter, in the case of generics, to direct some of that to the companies that are here in Canada, have invested in Canada, are making these medicines in Canada, and incurring the cost to do so as a way to support Canadian producers.
Thank you. In fact, Ms. Creighton, I think you made some comments, concerns about our new government's initiatives in terms of regulating Health Canada, trying to modernize the whole regulatory process and speed it up, of course, and moving towards greater international collaboration and reliance, including the ability to rely on assessments by foreign regulators while maintaining Canadian standards for safety, effectiveness, and quality. Could you just expand a little bit on how this, you viewed this with some trepidation? Could you elaborate on why you, or how you think this might be improved?
Okay, thank you. The Reliance program is in the midst of consultation. It is a program that is intended to speed up approvals of submissions to Health Canada for sponsors, drug companies, to rely on the approval that they have received from other foreign regulatory authorities, such as the FDA in the U.S. or the European Medicines Association in Europe. What we're concerned about, and the intention of it is to speed up approvals. So logically you have to believe that those applications that are received by Health Canada will get priority review. I mean, that's the whole point, is to speed it up. We are very concerned that, as Jim pointed out, there are already tremendous delays in approving submissions for generic products from Canadian companies as well. And we're very concerned that Canadian submissions will inadvertently go to the end of the line. We know this is certainly not the intention of the Reliance program. That is, it is an unintended consequence that we have brought to Health Canada's attention. But it's very concerning to us if it delays the approval of Canadian products, and in the case of generics, we compete against those imported products, and that they would gain access to the Canadian market faster, and that our products would stay in the same queue that it currently exists, which is not being addressed and is not being improved. And so we will be subject to the current pathway as opposed to this expedited pathway. So we have recommended, in addition to the Reliance program, that Health Canada consider a priority pathway for submissions from Canadian companies, and to speed up those approvals in a different way.